वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल गाइस। सो आपने जो देखा अभी दैट वाज सम फन मी एंड माय सन वी वर हैविंग इन द स्टूडियो विद द जोयो BSK 40। सो काफ़ी टाइम से वीडियो नहीं बना रहा था बिकॉज आई वाज बिजी ट्रैवलिंग एंड ऑल्सो टेकन अप अ लाइकिंग फॉर प्लेइंग द ड्रम्स। आई विल कम टू दैट लेटर। और ये BSK 40 जो है आई डिस्कवर्ड दिस small amp, PA system, busking amp, whatever you want to call, coincidentally because of that. Let me give you the backdrop. Procraft ने ये मुझे भेजा था देखने के लिए, just to try out a long time ago, maybe around 4-5 months back. And as you can see, this is a busking amp, so it has a mic input, it has a guitar input, it has an instrument input, it has a Bluetooth function, it has multiple things, and honestly मेरे समझ में कुछ नहीं आया था। मैंने एक बार इसको चालू किया and I played some music, Bluetooth इसके थ्रू बजा के देखा, it sounded good। उसके बाद I didn't know what to do with it, तो मैंने साइड में रख दिया। Then something happened। मेरे स्टूडियो में मैं जब रीवायरिंग कर रहा था, मेरा एक मॉनिटर जो है उसमें थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम आया था, तो मैंने दोनों मॉनिटर हटाया था एंड आई वाज एक्चुअली प्लेइंग थ्रू माय ऑडियो टेक्निका हेडफोन्स इन वॉट एवर आई वाज डूइंग। तो इसके वजह से ज़्यादा वीडियो इसके लिए नहीं बन रहा था, दैट वाज वन मोर रीज़न। सो आई वाज एक्चुअली in the process of doing some rewiring। अभी भी स्टूडियो का हालत अगर आप देखोगे, वायर इज ऑल ओवर द प्लेस, आई एम रीवायरिंग इट। दूसरा एक इंसिडेंट हुआ, आई वाज नॉट हैप्पी विद सम ऑफ द ड्रम्स दैट वाज देयर इन द लॉजिक, और आई वाज यूजिंग द अकाई MPK मिनी फॉर डूइंग फिंगर ड्रमिंग टू फॉर सम ऑफ माई ट्रैक्स एंड कुछ मैं जो बना रहा था। तो मैं सोचा यार एक कॉम्पैक्ट ड्रम किट हो जो मुझे मतलब ड्रम्स पहले बजाया करता था मैं, सो आई गॉट दिस। इससे मैं मिडी तो मैं आई कैन ट्रिगर एंड प्ले द ड्रम्स। सो अभी भी आपने जो सुना वाज बेसिकली ट्रिगरिंग ड्रम सैम्पल्स फ्रॉम दिस, प्लस दिस ऑल्सो हैज अ built in speaker which enables me to play the drums. Now when this came in, I coincidentally plugged this into this। मैं आपको मैं बैकड्रॉप इसके लिए बता रहा हूँ टू टेल यू दैट कभी कभी ना अपने पास कोई एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट या गैजेट होता है, वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड इट, एंड मेरे हिसाब से BSK 40 का भी नॉट ओनली मीन, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ गाइज हु डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दिस, बिकॉज द मोमेंट आई अंडरस्टूड दिस, ट्रस्ट मी, दिस हैज बिकम वन ऑफ दोज इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स और गियर इन द स्टूडियो। ये परमानेंटली अभी रहने वाला है बिकॉज इट्स सो ब्यूटिफुल। सो आई वॉज प्लेइंग, आई स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग माई ड्रम्स थ्रू इट, नॉट इवन आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट कनेक्टिंग टू द लैपटॉप एंड ट्रिगरिंग, जनरली फॉर प्रैक्टिसिंग माई ड्रम्स। सो दिस बिकेम माई ड्रम एम्प। Then my son, because he finished his 12th, he started playing the bass. So he came in and he asked me, Dad, where should I plug in my bass? Where is my bass amp? उसका bass amp मैंने निकाल के कहीं तो रख दिया था। So I told him, why don't you try plugging into this? And it worked. As one of my monitors was was giving me a problem, the wire was giving me a problem, I'm doing the rewiring, मैं दोनों monitor हटा दिया था, so I basically started using this as a monitor. Now in that process what happened was, then I basically took one of those dual connections and plugged into this. So अगर offline मुझे drums बजाना है, I'm playing through this. I want to use this as a monitor, I'm going through this, all without changing any wiring. And suddenly it occurred to me, what if I connect my processor, Helix, HX Storm, or any of those types? What you heard, the guitar was actually Helix, which was again I go through this. So to sum it up, this became, I don't know, I can't find it, but जो स्विस आर्मी नाइफ आता है ना, जिसमें सब कुछ रहता है. This is one of those tiny amps which is capable of delivering a lot of things. अब मैंने इतना सब एक साथ बोल दिया. Let us have a look at the panel. I think we would be better off if I do a close-up. वो मैं close-up का एक फोटो डाल देता हूँ. But let me explain what all this. First of all, यहाँ 3-4 किलो का होगा ये. And it's capable of delivering 40 watts, and I think it is capable of delivering stereo. First of all, it runs on a battery. मैं अगर इसको चार्ज करता हूँ, it gives me at least 5 to 6 hours of uninterrupted performance. Since this is a busking amp, it takes a mic input. तो अगर आप, if you are a singer songwriter, you can actually sing and play your guitar along, because the next is basically your guitar input. Now this guitar input works in two ways. It is very transparent. So basically, if you're plugging in your acoustic guitar, it's going to give you a very transparent output, and you have the typical controls that is required for your guitars, which is basically from your master volume, your bass, middle and treble adjustment. It has a chorus and a reverb, and a delay function. The CDR and a tap tempo. Also has a drum beat. So अगर आप कॉफी शॉप जैम्स कर रहे हो या फ्रेंड्स के साथ जैम कर रहे हो with an acoustic guitar and a mic, you also have a drummer built in. So that's the first aspect of the guitar input. Now there's a second aspect of the guitar input. This becomes, either you can use your amp in or you can use your guitar in. Since both these inputs take a line level signal. If you have an amp simulator, if you have a processor, this becomes your power cab. Your Headrush, yeah, any other brand out there, your power amps or power heads are nothing but this. So I prefer going into this amp in, but you can also use the guitar in, because you get these additional EQ functions. Obviously you will be keeping your CDR disabled or no at 0, क्योंकि that CDR might be coming from your amp sim. Now this is the guitar input. तो mic input हो गया, guitar input हो गया. Now this amp input is basically, if at all you are using the BSK 40 for your monitoring, or you're plugging in a keyboard. Yes, you can plug in a keyboard. You can plug in your keyboards. You can use it for your monitoring. You can pretty much plug anything which gives out a line level signal. Or if you're a drummer, and that's what surprised me, and that's what got me started to use this unit really. When I plug my electronic drums, the reason I got a desktop version is जगह कम है. I can track very easily with this. Very soon I'll be getting a full-fledged electronic drum kit, and you'll see some drums coming into the channel. Anyway, sidetrack. So you can plug in your electronic drums, your keyboards or whatever that you want. Now there are additional really amazing smart functions in this. First of all, this channel, guitar channel volume is separate, and your master volume are completely separate. You also have your volume, bass, treble and reverb, which is basically for your microphone channel. So basically, if you see, it is like a mixer on the top. ये आपका amp in है, इसका कोई coloration नहीं है, there is no EQ function. You have your guitar input and your mic input, which also has the EQ function and your effects relevant for them. You also have a jack. I'll come to the USB jacks in this now. you have a USB jack where you can plug in your backing tracks or music if you're listening to music, through this. It has a full-blown music player. So you can either plug in your USB player, and it now is so small you can actually carry it in your car. You can use it as a music player. It also has a Bluetooth function, which means you can listen to music. That is one aspect, but we are musicians. अगर आप if you're a guitar player or if you are a drum player, if you're a keyboard player, you want to play through backing tracks. So you can actually run your backing tracks through the Bluetooth while playing along with that, and that's what I've been doing. I've been playing drumless tracks on YouTube and practicing my drums with that. Obviously you can do that for the guitar also. Now one function जो मैंने अभी तक frankly try out नहीं किया है, but I'm pretty sure that would work great, because if at all any company has plugged in so many functions into it, they're also put in a sound card in this. So there is an OTG recording function. तो आप basically इसको plug in करोगे, so this becomes your sound card which is sending out a digital signal to your DAW. So if at all, if you're jamming or your entire band is connected to this and you want to record that session, all you have to do is basically connect this to your Mac and use any of the DAW, Logic, GarageBand, whatever, and you can record it. There's a port 1 and port 2. Frankly, मुझे इसका मैनुअल पढ़ना चाहिए था, बट ना इसके साथ आया मुझे, ना मैंने I bothered to Google it and search for it. I'm pretty sure this also has something to do with the left and right side of the recording function, most likely. So the best part about this is the lightweight battery function, Bluetooth, multiple inputs and relevant channel controls, and it looks beautiful overall. Nice build. It goes and sits away a PA monitor should sit, and all the panel you need is right at the top. So if you see, there is nothing on the sides. सिर्फ यहाँ पे which I would consider as maybe, आप ऐसे देखोगे तो ये top है. You can put this on your PA system or your monitor stand. So that's pretty much everything about the BSK 40. Amazing little utility Swiss Army knife amp. I'm loving it, and it's gonna be in my studio definitely for a long time. So pretty much, if you're looking for a good tool which can do multiple things in your studio or your practice session, this is I think the perfect tool. क्योंकि for the price point, आप ये सब चीज़ें individually खरीदने जाओगे, एक तो you'll be ending up paying more for sure, and secondly, wiring everything for a small home setup, you may not want to do it. One trick pony सब कुछ करता है, and I've been blasting through it. I've been hitting this hard with bass and drums, and the speaker has not I mean, forget cracking, it's not even struggling, and the representation of the sound is pure. So lovely little equipment, go for it. You have my word on it.